because I didn't get anything I wanted. I mean, I certainly was. I didn't even have a car. You know, if I wanted a soda, I had to bum change off somebody or pick up cans on the side of the road if I wanted to buy a Coke or a Diet Coke or anything I wanted. I mean, I lived that way for years. It wasn't just like a month. It was years. You know, any money I earned went into the house. I mean, it tended to build a little resentment after a period of time. And it was good for me to go through that because I know what it's like to not have anything.
Right.
I kind of bounced the other way and got too much stuff now, but Lord's going to bring me back to center here. Hopefully. Well, the point is that in all of that time, still yet today, we get correspondence from somebody that said, I heard your dad with the Eagle Radio Network, and what he said changed my life.
Yeah.
One person. I mean, just think it. Is a soul worth $250,000? Is a soul worth $100? Is a soul worth... I mean, what is a soul's worth? This one guy was coming to church, and he lent his guitar to somebody, and the guy returned it with a broken string, and he was so upset he was going to go beat the guy up or something along those lines. He was not terribly happy. And my dad stopped and he said, I'm going to use the gentleman's name. He said, what, ask you a question there, Fred. Just pick something out of thin air. What's the price of a man's soul? Because to you it seems that the price of a man's soul is about $1.45.
Yeah. Perspective.
Just stopped him kind of dead in his tracks. And I wonder if we had stopped all the fussing and farting and all the kibitzing and actually had just got behind what was going on, what kind of different outcome we may have had with that whole venture. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it was just a learning experience for the whole bunch of us. But I got to tell you, I wasn't in the place of the publican and sinners drawing near to Christ to come to worship at his feet. I was the Pharisee and the scribe saying, what the heck are we doing with these people? Because let me tell you, some of the people we attracted were some interesting characters. I guess one guy's probably sitting online right now. His name's Paul Muller. He's one of those interesting characters, and he's still here. Another one of those interesting characters, a guy by the name of Mike Dillon. I hope he's watching.
Hey, Mike.
I hope so. I love Mike.
Mike's all right.
You know, there's some people out there that we probably never will meet. But I guarantee you, that one lost person that heard the gospel over a dysfunctional network, the angels rejoiced.
That's right.
The angels rejoiced. It's kind of like what we're doing here. You know, we got a tiny little group here, but you know, our videos on YouTube have been seen 1,000 plus times. That's 1,000 times the gospel goes out. In fact, I'll just take a second here. I had some correspondence. I was telling Brad I had some correspondence off the YouTube stuff. I said, I got some email in the inbox. Are you going to check it? It was Satanists.
Satanists need Jesus too, man.
Oh yeah, they were trying to put comments on our post to try and get people to stop watching our videos.
Really?
Yeah, so I thought that was... So maybe what
didn't they like about it?
They didn't say anything. They just said, find out the truth about Christianity. Come, learn the joys of Satan was their... I said, we got somebody's attention.
I know the joys of Satan. Call the number on the screen, I'll tell you.
Yeah, right. Brad will help you out. All right. So what Jesus is trying to get across here to the scribes and Pharisees is which one of them, if one is lost, if something of theirs is lost, what one wouldn't be happy when they find it again? So rather than them sitting over here and murmuring and complaining and judging Christ, rather be happy that the lost of Israel are becoming saved or finding Jesus Christ. But they couldn't see that because of their own hypocrisy, their own judgment, their own flesh, their own carnality prevented them from seeing the joy of those people that they would otherwise have nothing to do with come to the Lord. It goes on here in verse 11, and he said, a certain man had 2 sons. Now this is an interesting passage, and I know you all know it because it's the story of the prodigal son. And I want to just tell you, I've been on both sides of this coin here. I've been the guy who's run away, realized I had it better if I was even yet a slave. And I've been the guy when the guy who's run away comes back and I said, what the hell is he doing here? I've been on both sides of that coin. You know?
Hey, I was out of doors.
And you know, the sad thing is I've probably done it more than once on both sides. I mean, that's the stupidity of my humanity. Because I know I've done it more than once. And you know, every time I still yet come back, you know what? God's still right there.
That's right.
You know, we were listening to this song earlier, and God ran. Have you heard that song? And he ran to me, took me in his arms. That's a tough song. It gets smoky. People smoke in the house. My eyes start tearing up. I gotta tell them to stop. Verse 11. And a certain man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me. And he divided unto him his living, and unto them his living. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there and there wasted his substance with riotous living. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in that land, and he began to be in want. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into his fields to feed swine. And he would fain have filled his belly with the husk that the swine did eat, and no man gave unto him. When he came to himself, he said, How many hired servants of my father have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger? There's a few things I want to just talk about here. Often, we as Christians forget who we are. And often, we think we know everything. We all have young children, right? You guys got a couple, I got one. She's turning 2 this month. It's scary. She's already bossy. I mean, she's already with the little finger and going like this, and I don't know where she gets it from.
Sue.
Yeah, it might be my wife. Well, I'm not certain. Anyway, you know, I know we're going to hit that time with her where she's going to just know everything. You know, we do that with Christ. We think we know everything. And we turn on those who have given us everything. I mean, how many times have you done it? I mean, you've done it naturally, I'm sure, to your parents, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's done that.
Yeah.
Everybody's done that. You know, if I could go back now and undo some of the stupidity that I did when I was young, I'd do it. I know people say if I could go back, I wouldn't change a thing. Oh, I'd change lots. I would change all kinds of stuff. Well, that makes you who you are today. I suck today. I could be way better than I am today. I mean, really? I mean, if I could go back and change it, heck yeah. Lots of things. There's some stupid things I probably wouldn't do. There may be a whole slew of other stupid things I didn't get a chance to try I might consider, but we don't want to talk about that right now. But sometimes in our life, we, for some reason, just get stupid.
That's right.
And that last bit of the verse says this, and when he came to himself. See, kids, as Bill Cosby would say, are brain damaged. I was going to say brain damaged, because that's what he said, but they're brain damaged. They just get stupid. You know, the thing that was so interesting about this father, because he must have had an incredible trust in God. And I'm going to parallel my dad. And if I get emotional, please forgive me. And if he's watching and it gets smoke in his eyes, I'm sorry.
He's watching.
But you know, he went through a time where he was really not allowed to see me. So, he just wasn't. There was a nasty divorce, and the custody was 100% to my mom, and he didn't have the opportunity.